All right. Hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you for being here. Obviously, this is year two, and I'm really excited about this team. I think that we have depth, we have height, we have speed, and that is a very welcome commodity. Last year, I thought our team fought really hard, but I was really looking forward to being able to put the pieces together this season. And from what I've seen so far, this team really has got potential to do some special things. I think we can compete at a very high level as long as we stay healthy and we keep competing hard every day and getting better. Any questions? Biggest things I've learned, I like the weather from here until March way better than Toledo, Ohio. I think as far as the ACC, learning what we needed. We needed some more length and athleticism to compete at a higher level, and I think that we have done it. My staff has done a great job really recruiting in the off season to get us prepared for today. That's probably the biggest lesson.
We talked about Gallagher, which brings in also Shea.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah, I think Gal Revives just got an incredible high IQ. We had a scrimmage on Saturday, and she was driving down the left lane and threw a bullet pass from the outside left lane to the back to the weak side corner, and the referee in front of me said, "Dang," she was surprised. I mean, her IQ, her skill level, and her ability to score at all three levels, her passing, she's really got a high ceiling, and I think she's just going to make everyone around her better. I'm really excited to have someone that I think sees the floor like she does because we have a lot of scores around her. And you asked me about Shea, and that's where I'd like to start. Is that it's a luxury to have a 6'6" center that can finish with both hands, that can run the floor, can handle the ball, and can pass, but is proven. She was in the SEC and I think averaged 15 and 8, and that's pretty phenomenal in that league. She's a vet and she knows what it takes to be successful. She's done a great job of mentoring our younger players and helping them rise to the level that they need to competitively to be successful. And I love every day that, she's upset if she doesn't win in a scrimmage. I don't want players that are okay with losing. We want to win everything that we do, and it takes a lot of effort to do that. We've got to, little things I've been harping on them is keeping their turnovers down, making sure that we hit our free throws. Those are little bitty ways that we don't beat ourselves. And I really have been impressed with how she's helped keep that leadership ability going. And she and Gal are going to be a great 1-2 punch for us.
Also, Anasna Emrachi, people have been mentioning her. What does she bring?
Yeah. In our closer scrimmage on Saturday, she really shot the ball well. She's a phenomenal shooter. And if you watched her at UNLV, she was one of the most efficient players in the United States with her shooting percentages. She was around 50% from the three-point line, I think around 40% from three, and from the free throw line, a high percentage as well. That's a coach's dream. She's intelligent as well. Where we've had to get after her is they didn't play as aggressive defensive style as what we wanted it to. And I think she's done a wonderful job adapting to that because she is quick and she is athletic. But I think she too sees the floor well, is not afraid to make the extra pass. She's a great teammate and she's very chcoachable.
How have you been able to make any kind of team chemistry and camaraderie? I know there's been some cooking competitions, but you've got all of these new people coming together from all over the place. They don't know each other, different leagues, different styles. How do you create a team?
Well, again, complex question, but I will say cooking classes this summer was part of it. Community service is part of it. I think when you're giving back to other people, sometimes you kind of forget about your own wants and needs, and it starts to help you adapt to other people. Also, encouraging them to make the extra pass to get the best shot on the court through adversity. When things don't go well, do they pull together apart? And when they pull apart, we quickly remind them of why it's so important that we stay together. But we try to find as many opportunities as we can. We took them out on a boat this summer just to laugh and have a good time together. We are constantly searching. This Halloween, they've got to make Halloween desserts, and they're going to do a cooking competition with that. When we're on road trips, we've got games that they're playing. Anything that we can do because we got 12 new players, and they've got to quickly develop a chemistry to be successful on the court. And it's not just on the court. If you like someone off the court, you're going to fight that much harder for them on the court. And that's what we're trying to develop with all these other opportunities that we're providing for our players.
Now it's 12 new people, we've had multiple coaches and vices. How does it look on the court? Is everything gelling together? And how would you view week after week?
I think every week this team is getting better. We're throwing a lot of different things at them. We do want to press, so part of it's getting in pressing shape. And then we do want to run, which, that kind of flows with that as well. We want to be up tempo. And to do that, you've got to be in wonderful shape. And in the beginning, when we started practice, we still had a ways to go. Now I feel like we've got a lot better. We got our lungs underneath us and our feet underneath us and our legs aren't dragging. Now we can think clearer and make less mistakes. I've been impressed that we've kept our turnovers pretty low in the last 2 competitions that we've had. For a team that has 12 new players to only have 14 turnovers in our last scrimmage, I'd like it to be a lot less than that, but I'm lucky it's not 20. So there's things that I look at and say, we need to get a little bit better at this, but I'm still happy that we're where we are. And I do want them to shoot the ball from the free throw line a little bit better. But I do think that their floor spacing's gotten a lot better. We're making better decisions in transition. And, if your spacing's not great, it's hard to score. I think they're working really, really hard to get each other open. And it's nice to have some people that can get downhill and create for other people. So I'm really pleased with where we are at the moment. But the big key is that we're never satisfied. I don't care if it's next week or 2 months from now. We need to never be satisfied and continue to get better. Yeah, it's okay.
What are some of the key elements you've been focusing on during practice? Excited for the first game.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things when you have that many new players is getting them comfortable enough to communicate at the level, a winning level. It's one thing to talk, but are you talking loud enough that we're going to be able to hear you in a loud gym call out a screen? Make sure in a loud gym that we can hear you call out what offense we're running and get everybody on the same page. We're really working on that level of communication, but it's getting there. Some of our freshmen I heard this week for the first time, and I was happy about that. But it's hard when you're trying to learn all these new things and then talk too. I think the last thing to come is you're talking. Because you're trying to be in the right spot, your mind's thinking, and I think the talking part is what comes last. But the exciting thing is now that that's happening, that tells me we know what we're doing and we can polish it up, and I'm excited about that.
Speaking of the freshmen, can you tell us a little about the freshmen? Who are some people that stood out that fans are going to notice right away, you think?
Danny Osho is a kid that's very versatile. She can play inside or out. And when I say inside, I'm talking about a stretch 4. But she's someone that's strong. She could go post up a smaller guard. She can step out and hit a 3. She's got a really good IQ. And then Nat Wetzel's a kid that, she's 6'3" and can shoot the 3. She really hustles. I think that's the thing I really love about her. When we talk about rim running, she does that. But she also can pick and pop and hit a 3. And that's hard because let's say someone 6'3" that's used to being on the paint is guarding her. She can get us easy opportunities. And she has done that, stretching the floor. But I also think she's just got a really good IQ as well. Good passer, good kid, very coachable.
Talking about the 2 new interior players, Jessica Peterson and Tricia Cullop, that they established a pretty potent connection with the backcourt of Cal and Anthony Adams in that exhibition game.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you continue to exploit that in the season against Austin.
Yeah, we were very intentional with the offense that we put in to take advantage of 2 powerful post players. It's awesome that Jess led the league in rebounding last year, the ACC, and she knows everybody in the league. So she's an experienced player, even though it wasn't for us. So she can talk to our younger players about what they need to do. And then they work well together. Their high-low game is a lot of fun to watch. The nice thing is Shay and Jess are not just low block players. They both can step out and hit 15, 16, 17 foot pretty consistently, and that helps stretch it too. So you can't double with their man because they're both capable of hitting a face-up shot. So we're excited because I think what we've put in complements them really well.
What is the phrase Miami basketball? What does that mean to you?
I think I want us to be aggressive. I want us to be gritty. And I hope that's what people think about when they hear about Miami basketball and when they're mentioning us in a scouting report, that they start thinking about a team that's going to give everything they have on the floor. I think this team is very capable of having a great year, but it starts with details. And that's hustling through every play, trying to trap as much as possible in our press and force people into turnovers. And then when we get those turnovers, getting out and running. The first 8 seconds of every clock, we should be pushing the ball. And we're not going to be a walk the ball up the floor kind of team. Yeah.
Trish, how do you see Victoria on game day? She seems skilled and exceptional to love.
Yeah, Vicky, Victoria, we call her Vicky. She's a kid that, South Florida played against Louisville and they played against Duke last year. They beat Duke at home and they came awful darn close to beating Louisville at Louisville. So she's played against our league and they scrimmaged us. So she played 3 ACC teams last year. So she's a vet. She can really shoot the ball. That's what we really need her to do, is shoot the ball. She's got a nice pull-up. She's got a nice three, but she's also a strong kid. You can't push her around. She's pretty smart defensively. I like her poise, and I like her experience, and I love her shooting ability.
We'll take one or two more.
Yeah.
Twofold question here. So what are some of your most important coach values? And then how do you try to implement that onto the new team where those girls haven't necessarily been part of the culture in the last year?
I think one value is just effort. I think effort's not a skill. It's just something you should do. We want all of our players to give their best effort every day. And, if I'll probably get more upset about effort and practice than anything that happens because I want them to value this opportunity. We're all fortunate to be here, myself included. And we want to make sure that every day we have a grateful heart when we walk out there, that we're scrappy and gritty because we value what we've been given. So that's probably number one. And I think the other one is I want them to be great teammates. A great teammate's going to cheer you on from the bench. A great teammate's going to dive on the floor for loose balls. It's going to take charges, going to box out for rebounds. I want them to value every little piece of the game.
Anything else for Coach?
Knowing the potential of this team that you've seen so far, what do you think about the preseason ACC ranking? Do you think there's just underestimation on
Not a big fan of preseason rankings. I don't think anybody knows anybody. I think I was surprised that Shea wasn't on one of the teams because I think she deserved it. But I hope she uses it as motivation because I do think she's one of the best post players in our league. But I'll be honest, I'm not going to get too caught up in, who's ranked what. I think, if anything, let's use it as motivation to go out and play the way that we know we're capable and prove people wrong. I love coaching a team that's got a chip on their shoulder, and I hope that's the way we play all year. All right. Thank you for being here.